What up? Have you ever been to the pharmacy and you're hit with a high ass copay? Maybe it was a few $100s. Doesn't it suck? As a patient, you're like, I don't know anything about healthcare. I really don't want to pay this, but I don't feel like I have any options. Or if you're a pharmacist, one of the most common things that we always hear is, my medication's too expensive, and they yell at you. Trust me, it happens. Well, guess what? Kevin Yee, the PharmD, I got you, fam. So today I really want to share with you all the different ways, all the different methods that I use to lower my patients' out-of-pocket expenses, right? Like I said earlier, cost is always a huge issue for patients and pharmacists because no one wants to pay a high-ass deductible, no one wants to pay a high-ass copay, right? If you guys don't know, I've been in pharmacy for about 10 years. I used to practice as an intern and technician back in Massachusetts, but now I'm in California practicing as a pharmacist. So I feel like I've had a lot of time and experience doing this sort of stuff, and it's actually one of the easiest ways to improve your customer service because nothing hits home like in the wallet. And I think it's one of the easiest ways to build trust with your patients, especially if you're with a pharmacist, right? If you're a patient, if your pharmacist is telling you about price or at least talking about your options, then you can trust them, right? So first thing, copay assist. Sometimes there's no generic for medications, especially if the medication is really new. A lot of the albuterol formulations at this moment in time, Truvada, stuff like that, those are all brand name medications. Your insurance company, if you have insurance, they don't like that. So they'll charge you a tier 3 or tier 4. Basically what that means is a really expensive copay. So maybe it'd be anywhere from 50 to $100. So no one wants to pay that. So what are copay assists? The manufacturer, the drug company, will help pay for this medication to bring your copay down. They're paying down your copay so you can actually pick up this medication. So they're willing to throw in a little extra money so that they get the sale for the medication, right? So if you are getting a brand name medication, it's always worth it to just literally Google the name of the drug, type in copay assist, and you will probably find the drug that you have. Not every single program has a patient assist, but you can at least try, and it can save if you're on like if you're on an inhaler or QVAR or anything like that. That could save you at least 10 to 20 bucks every single month, and over a course of a year, it can save a lot more. It's also really good if you have really high deductible and you're trying to pay it off. That money that the manufacturer pays, that goes toward your deductible sometimes. Just a disclaimer, it's not legal in every single state, so you really need to ask your pharmacist. Do some research. There's always exclusions at the bottom, and if you're a Medicare patient, Medicaid, any sort of thing like that, or any government program like TRICARE or something, you can't benefit from this sort of stuff. But don't worry, I got some other options for you. The second option, which your pharmacist might kill me for, is GoodRx, coupons, and AAA. Those are easiest discount cards. Basically how they work, they basically negotiate a certain price with the pharmacy. Every single time bring one of these cards in, the pharmacy gets charged. Just go online, especially GoodRx, they'll list all the pharmacies with the approximate copay prices, right? I wouldn't say this is always the best option, but sometimes from the consumer side, it's a lot easier, right? I wouldn't jump straight to this. It gives you a rough range of what you can pay. When you're trying to price medications, especially if you have to pay off a deductible or you have to pay out of pocket for a certain amount of time, it's another option for you. The next thing, so sometimes you might get hit with a prior authorization. If you're asking what the hell is a prior authorization, basically it's when the insurance company doesn't want to pay for your medication. They're like, damn, this shit is expensive, fuck that, we're not going to pay for it unless your doctor talks to us, right? So basically what the process is that the pharmacy faxes your insurance information over. The doctor's office has to call. Usually they'll fill out a form and tell the insurance company why you need this medication. If your reason is good enough, the insurance will review it and they'll either approve it or deny it. Sometimes you can get these medications covered under your insurance, not always, right? Another thing you can do, let's say if they don't cover it, they deny everything. One of the easiest ways to lower somebody's medication is just switch the medication to a cheaper alternative. Sometimes there might be this new beta blocker or something like that. But what's the point if your patient can't afford it, right? And there's so many damn beta blockers or blood pressure medications. Why not try a cheaper alternative? It's a lot cheaper. This is where pharmacists can make a huge difference because doctors, they don't always know what's on formulary. They don't they have their go-to drugs. But as pharmacists, we're the drug experts. We know the differences between a lot of these medications, and we can provide different options for the patient and for the provider who's prescribing it as well. Another secret hack that I have is just asking your pharmacist whether you need it or not. Sometimes you might not even need a medication, and just asking the pharmacist for their opinion, do I even need this medication, can provide a huge insight. Like, for example, back in the day with Zetia, this is a cholesterol medication. There were no studies at the time saying that it improved mortality. And so what's the fucking point? You know, it would drive your cholesterol down, but there was no improved outcomes or real benefit to it. I think the studies now are a little different. But, you know, back in the day when patients were asking me, and is this like $500 worth it to pay for this medication? I'd be like, no, dude, just try out your medication right now, see how it is, and then if it's really bad, we can always initiate it later. But there's no sense of just throwing everything under the sun all at once, right? And so as a pharmacist, I try to be a trusted advisor, and I don't try to scam my patients and stuff, because at the end of the day, every single month they're gonna come to me because they trust me, and I'm not trying to upsell them medications. I'm really trying to take their health in consideration, right? Another way to also decrease the cost of your medication is just simply getting less pills. Not for every single medication, but especially the as needed medications. I would say your Viagra's or Cialis and stuff like that. You know, that's a really easy way to decrease the cost of the medication, especially if it's a brand name. Now, not every single medication you can do this, because certain bottles you can't break. You should probably ask your pharmacist or the pharmacy staff whether you can get a lesser amount of pills. And you don't want to be paying for stuff that you don't need, especially if you're paying out of pocket. And last thing is, be nice to your pharmacist. As a pharmacist, we hear so much negative energy from our patients. Being mean is definitely not gonna help me provide all the options for you. I feel like a lot of the time, like us pharmacists, we're very understanding about how people are feeling. They don't want to be in our pharmacy, they're sick and stuff like that. But if you're a pharmacist and somebody was making racist comments toward you or just being an ass to you, would you really tell them about all the options I listed? Probably not. You know, let's be real. But yeah, those are some of the methods I do to lower patients' cost of meds and improve my customer service. I'm probably missing a few things that I'm forgetting about, but if you guys have any secret hacks or anything like that, how to lower medication costs, please comment below. Again, paying out of pocket for medications and stuff sometimes suck, but especially with your pharmacist's help, we can make a huge difference for you guys. Anyways, guys, see you next time. Peace.